Hello Pisces, welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your Pisces weekly reading for the week of June 20th. Let's take a look and see what's popping for us, because I'm a Pisces rising. Let me try to keep my own brain out of this equation though, and let's see what's popping for us. Let's get to it. Let's give it a good shuffle. It's funny to me how much of, congruencies there are, how many congruencies there are between the subsequent signs and how they're similar but yet different. Similar cards, different entirely situation. Okay. All right, here we go, Pisces. 7 of Wands, 9 of Swords, the Magician in the middle. Got the Devil card and the 3 of Wands. So everybody is getting this 3 of Wands card. That's that pressure. I almost want to shuffle again, but bro, I already did. We've got the Fool card, Crossroads, Opportunity, the Temperance card, Sagittarius, looking in the mirror. Are you looking really closely at your choices right now? Especially with the Devil card in play in that back row. So we've got the 7 of Wands, feeling a little bit overwhelmed. We also see the 9 of Swords. Are you feeling like a ghost in your own home? Are you speaking up? Because this card almost feels as if no one's listening, no one's hearing you. You're not feeling valued or that anyone's paying any attention, right? Maybe you're not even speaking at all. How can anyone hear you if you're not speaking up? So we have the Magician, the Devil, and the 3 of Wands. We've been talking about the Devil card all over the place. It's no coincidence that Tarot Fellow talked about it too. Rick was putting up a flyer about the, a video or a reel about the Devil card, talking about the opportunity for us to look at our stuck spaces, the opportunity for us to look at what our bad habits are, neither light or dark, but just that we could do better, right? And also the Devil has to do with what's vexing us. Sometimes it's others, but I do get the impression that right now, this might be others' viewpoint of you and how they're watching you or paying attention to what it is you're doing. Because look at the 3 of Wands. There's flames in the bottom of this card and he's got his neck up. So he's like, what are you looking at, right? So this card right here has to do with getting that unwanted attention. This could be anything like an interview or an interrogation or someone saying gossip even next to the Devil card. So is someone saying things about you? And this doesn't necessarily mean they are, but do you feel as if they are? Do you feel as if like you're misunderstood and you're keeping things to yourself and refusing to speak because you're afraid of adding fuel to the fire? So the Magician typically talks about communication, and not just communication, but doing it well. So are you feeling blocked from being able to communicate well, whether that's someone else's temper, whether that's someone else's availability? Are they blocking you and ignoring you? Are they, starting shit and getting all wound up with other people? I don't know. Doesn't look like this is a group thing though. So, but this is back end stuff. This isn't stuff that's coming towards you. This is stuff that you're coming out of. So it feels like the decisions that you're making are based on this information. And the center of all of this is the Magician. And the Magician has very much to do with Mercury. Mercury is all about communication. The Magician's also about expertise. So we have the 6 of Cups. There's a lot of fun and play that you'd like to accomplish and do. Next to the Fool, 2 of Swords, and the Temperance card. So the Temperance card has a lot to do with looking in the mirror. Now the Devil, as Rick was saying earlier, has a lot to do also with substance abuse, addiction, bad habits. Also things that are vexing you if someone else is vexing you. So the Temperance card is no coincidence. If someone else is giving you criticism, or if you're criticizing yourself, right? Maybe you're taking a harder look at some of your habits, your behaviors, and your choices than you need to. And we're our own worst critic, right? If you look at this combination of cards, right? We've got the Devil, the 3 of Wands, and then the Temperance is right below it. If you're on my YouTube, you can see those in relationship to one another. So it's not always in a row. It's how they group together as well. So perhaps you have set your standards way too high. Your standards are high, but maybe your ability to accomplish what you want in the time frame in which you think you should is a little off, and you're not giving yourself enough grace. Because sometimes our expectations are way, way up here, and things don't pan out the way we want them to. So these next few steps that I see for you, the Page of Cups, which is new beginnings, which is also no coincidence because right behind it is the Fool, and the Six of Cups, which is that celebration we were talking about. Page of Cups, new beginning. Do you feel like there's a deadline to it though? If I don't do this right now, because right next to the Seven of Swords is the Queen of Wands. Seven of Swords is tension, deadlines, pressure. Queen of Wands, I have to get to action. I have to get to work. Wands being work. So Eight of Swords, I can't see my way out, but I can tell you this. You have a very strong foundation. Seven of Swords says that the tension's going to break easily. All of this is just going to fall away, and it's going to be like a waterfall. Shh, nice and easy, right? And then we have the Four of Wands, a strong foundation. So what is it you have to make a decision on, Pisces? You have the Two of Swords. In the middle is the Scale. So this is indecision. You're having an inability to make a decision. Do you have too much information to where you get more and you're stuck? Then you have to get a little more and then you're stuck again on this side. And then you're like, well, what about this? That's the Two of Swords. That's kind of in the center of your reading. And maybe that's why you're taking a good long look. Maybe you've made some bad choices in the past and you don't want to do so again. Just remember your foundation. Your foundation is super strong right now. Even though you may have a little wind and weather going by, it looks pretty good to me. And again, never forget the Fool card in play tells us opportunity is to be had. The Fool card, you can't take an opportunity unless an opportunity is present. It's just that you have a lot of conflict in your brain about what you're going to do and how. And you've also been busy. You've kind of felt like time's getting away from you. There's too much to do or too much to do and no way to do it, etc. Let's pull some cards from the Divination of the Ancients. No, Mystic Dreamer, so we can take a look at your moon reading. For those of you that are unfamiliar with your moon sign, sun, moon, and rising, your moon is your circumstance or your emotion. So how you're feeling, what's going on around you. I'm going to shuffle these really quick. To book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. You can find me. Highly recommended for you to jump on one of those classes. We got the Meditation 101 and the Tarot 101. Meditation more paramount than others. If you understand the sound of your own voice in your head, if you understand your own intuition, if you understand your energy body, you won't need an energy worker. You'll be able to see what's going on with your own intuition and trust yourself a little bit more. It's like the key to everything. I push that one. You don't have to do it with me. Just meditate, man. All right, here we go. Pisces and Pisces Moon. Seven of Swords. Pisces has it in their head that they're a little fatalistic right now. Defensive, short-tempered, very critical. We have the Knight of Swords, which is impulsive. We have the Seven of Swords, making the best of a scenario. I'll just suffer through it. Sounds like a Pisces, doesn't it? Seven of Wands is defensive, though. But what's coming up with you as far as contracts go? We've got the Justice card and new beginnings. So perhaps you're taking on a new job. Have you had a hard time sleeping, Pisces? You've got the Nine of Swords. Are you obsessing about things? Remember, that negative feedback loop will take you right down and continue. So if you have the Nine of Swords, maybe play a meditation mantra or something that you can listen to break that cycle. Maybe do your own mantras in your head, right? Nine of Swords, insomnia, obsessive thoughts, circular thinking, the negative feedback loop, restlessness, anxiety. Oh, well, I usually don't do reverse meanings, but this World card came up. I feel like Pisces is having a really hard time with their emotions right now. We have the Hierophant, which is stubborn. I already know. So therefore, Pisces is unteachable right now. We feel like the world is falling down, moody as F, and I'm seeing that Pisces might be itching for a little bit of a fight. We have the World card, which is upside down. Usually I don't do reverse meanings, but this uniquely popped up in a deck where all of the cards seem to be lined up perfectly. So we're going to talk about that. Do you feel like the world is just on the other side of the fence, or are you window shopping? Do you feel as if you're on the outside, a stranger in a strange land? That might be part of the difficulty that you're having. Five of Wands, group arguments. Seven of Wands, you know, maybe a little bit of defensive behavior. Are you feeling as if you have to have your weapons out? I can also say the Knight of Swords is saying that Pisces really wants to snap. Right? The Hierophant is I know. Stubbornness. Also the Hierophant, now let's not get too like stuck in like little tiny words that mean, you know, The Tower means things are falling apart, but the Tower also talks to us about when things fall apart. What is your foundation? What's remaining for you to build upon? But the Hierophant also talks to us about the things that run us, that used to be our religious, paradigms, the different dogmas that run in our head. Thou shalt cross thy legs and not go to the store on Sunday. You should not drink or swear or forsake thyself. Whatever these little rules are, it doesn't matter. Not making any comments about them. They're just in our head telling us how to behave. And so the Hierophant has to do with what runs us. Now, we could have a totally effed up program in our brain that runs where we've got a missing piece, where we didn't really plug it in ourselves, or we heard it secondhand, or we got it from our parents. This could be anything about our weight, about good enough. All of that is the Hierophant. What is pulling on your subconscious strings right now, Pisces? Are you allowing these moods and emotions to run you, is what I'm going to guess is going on. Okay? Now, we have the Ace of Pentacles, so I think Pisces is worrying about money right now. There's something you used to do or used to have that you want to go back to. And I would say that moods, you're not enjoying things like you used to right here. This is close to depression right here. This is close to like dipping down into not having a good time. So, action. Action works for that. Any action. Take a bath, do your makeup, work out, watch a movie, open your windows, take a walk. Action. Listen to music. Music is always like super easy to like fix with, but don't go down the mopey love song, I miss my boyfriend, I miss my boo. Like, play some upbeat music, dance a little bit. Physiology does the trick. So I have to keep going back to the Hierophant because it keeps popping up in my head here. But are you being stubborn, Pisces? Are you being like adamant that this is the way? Whew. I can also say, Pisces, you'll be getting a little bit more attention than you typically like. So you can expect to have a little more attention. For those of you that are single, it sounds to me like you might be having some new relationship energy based on the Page of Cups and the Sun card. Maybe there's been like a quiet phase when it comes to dating and you're feeling a little pissy about it. Why am I not finding a new boo? Timing and all these things. If we push things, sometimes we get results that are longer lasting than we meant to just by trying things because we feel obligated to. But keep in mind what your general spread had to say. Your general spread had a lot of opportunity and hope involved, and now you have the Tower. So emotionally, I think you really need to take a look pragmatically at what's going on outside of you, because I think internally you're a little more wobbly than what's really around you. Come from gratitude. Start making a little list of what you do have that's good so you can shift this energy. You got to figure out what's going on with this insomnia, this restlessness. I'm going to pull a card for you from Divination of the Ancients for your Oracle card and see what your energy is for this weekend meditation. So far, it's been pretty fire. Please join me on my YouTube. It's my favorite platform. Plus, your videos will be in order. You'll get your notifications, and I would love your company. So if you could like, subscribe, share there, I would appreciate it. Ooh, Pendulum, Decision. 2 or 3 things come to my mind when I see this card. First of all, the pendulum, right? So bears the question, where are you getting your source of information? If you're using the pendulum, you're literally asking. But it says here decision. So if you have a decision to make, are you asking for information to better that decision-making process? Or are you just expecting yourself to come up with it on your own? So pendulum, did you think to ask? Capricorn and Scorpio was did you think to pray, but yours is did you think to ask? Sometimes we forget we have resources that we don't tap into. And also bears the question, what decision is it that you have to make? I would suggest meditation on that, because what's true is we don't really hear some of these deeper things until we sit quietly. It's always the busy work that keeps us going. Hopefully this was of service to you. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I will catch you on the flip side. Love and light. And I think I'm going to come back on here and do Aries after